These are critical thinking cards and cognitive bias cards. Now, I don't like cards. I don't like games, really. I don't like card games. I don't like anything that's done with cards, I don't think. But, except for this. This I like. These are made by a non-profit organization. You can go to yourlogicalfallacyis.com, and I'm not like sponsored by these people or something. It's called schoolofthought.org, and these are folks who are dedicated to trying to get people to think logically again. So you got your cards, and there's an actual game and rules, and oh yeah, there's little exercises you can do. Fallacy Pickup is one of their little exercises. It says, lay all 24 blue fallacy cards out, watch a news channel, political debate, or other partisan media. The first player to vocally identify a fallacy becoming committed picks up that card. Whoever has the most cards at the end of the show wins. These people are trying to make you smarter. This is awesome. So the logical fallacy cards appeal to nature, the idea that because something is natural that it's automatically good. Anecdotal evidence, that's when you have a story where your friend had something happen to them, but it's not the same as a scientific study where they studied 5,000 people and did a statistical analysis. You could know the one person that had something crazy happen. That's why anecdotal evidence, doesn't work. Texas sharpshooter cherry-picking data clusters to suit an argument or find a pattern to fit a presumption. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, do we see things like that happening. Middle ground, the assumption that because you've taken the middle ground in an argument, that it makes more sense. They're like, well, some people say you ought to shoot heroin, and some people say you ought to shoot no heroin, and I say you ought to shoot half as much heroin. No, that's dumb. Straw man argument, misrepresenting the other person's side of the thing, and there's a whole bunch of them. I just went through a top few. These are a fantastic way to get to know logical fallacies so you can think logically about things. Cognitive biases as well. This is the other half of the deck, is the cognitive biases card. Right off the top, negativity bias. You allow negative things to disproportionately influence your thinking. You lean heavy on the negative. I was listening to a preacher that I love to listen to a while back, and I noticed him leaning hard on that negativity bias with his sermon text. Very interesting. Declinism. You remember the past as better than it was and expect the future to be worse than evidence suggests it will be. The good old days thing. You forget all of the bad old things about the good old days and how hard the good old days were, and now you think, well, things are just falling apart. The rich just keep getting rich and the poor getting poorer, but it's not true, and you won't allow evidence to come in and tell you something different, and you get a tint, right? Framing effect. You allow yourself to be unduly influenced by context and delivery. I'm going to actually read this one because I think this is that Marshall McLuhan medium is the message sort of thing. It's part of our heritage. Check the Canadian Heritage Minute on that one on YouTube somewhere. You allow yourself to be unduly influenced by context and delivery. No one likes to think of themselves as easily manipulated. However, it's only when we have the intellectual humility to accept the fact that we can be influenced that we can limit how much we actually are. Try to be mindful of how things are being framed or what's being left out. How things are being framed. That's interesting. I was listening to a podcast recently with this. Actually, I've listened to several podcasts that did this recently. They'll sort of like, when they're telling the story, and you're trying to get a hold of they'll be saying, well, this person did something bad. And so you know, when they'll be interviewing somebody talking about what this person did, they'll be getting like the spooky, kind of Halloween sort of music, like, ooh, pour something over on you. And it's like, sweetheart, I don't come to believe that somebody's done something wrong based on music. We need, you know, eyewitness evidences. We need clear accusation, or we need physical evidence. We need expert opinion. We need all of these different types of things that you use in a court of law, right? In order to determine, you know, guilt or innocence, or what I should think about this person. Or at very least, if you can't nail them on anything, you need an abundance of circumstantial evidence. So, just making this video because of how much I love these cards, man. Schoolofthought.org. Like I say, I'm not getting anything from this. I just love what these people are doing, and I think you should love it too. I think you should get down with that. I think you should get on that website and buy a deck of these cards from a great nonprofit trying to do a great thing.